Okay, recording for privateer. Hello. Alright, first question. How did you get into Team CS? Well, matchmaking, when you're starting out with the game, is full of cheaters. And just like now, back then it was horrible. So I decided to, play Face It, ESEA. From there, you want to get more serious, play leagues for money, and eventually you climb up the ladders and then you end up, somewhere. And that's how I got into it. I just wanted to play without cheaters every freaking game. And yeah. If you could pick any pro player to be your coach, who would it be? It would be some renowned IGL, I guess, because they have the most knowledge about CS and they can teach you the most. So someone like Kerrigan or Glay from CS:GO would be nice, right? I feel like picking an aimer would not be as beneficial. You wouldn't like learn as much. So I feel like that's a good choice. What is the best thing about playing in your current team? Yeah, the current team. Hmm. Well, I guess the best thing is the fact that I can bring my input and like influence the way we play the game. Like it's not like we just do something and I have to kind of sit there and do it. Like it's like a slave. I can bring my ideas, my strats, my approaches. We can kind of all like influence each other and how we view the game. Like make like a hybrid so everyone feels like really comfortable and everyone can play their game. I feel like that's very important if you want all five players to be at least somewhat happy while they play. What do I not like about the team right now? Or like what problems do we have? It's the worst part, yeah. Well, the worst part is our communication. So we're struggling with that a lot. It could be like a language barrier thing because we are like all from different countries. It's often an issue, just like us not understanding each other. But the issue is more like not talking properly, not giving information and stuff. I've had this issue with pretty much every team I've been in, just a bit worse here. However, I feel like we're all very aware of this. We're like constantly bringing it up, trying to improve it. Since we have the coach, he has also been like trying to keep an eye on it, like to remind us to work on it, so we can always improve. What do you want to achieve in this game? That's the next question. What do I want to achieve? Well, becoming pro and making this my whole like main thing, my main job. And after this, like when I'm done playing the game, having like a job in esports in some way, preferably like some org, so I can also use my university degree, like maybe in management, player management, something like that would be probably where I can see myself realistically after esports. What do you want? What's your favorite skin in the game that I own? Well, this knife that you see right now. Thank God for the market crash during this update with the trade up of the like 5 red skins into a knife. And therefore, a brokey like me could afford the butterfly. Really convenient. What's your daily practice routine look like? Um, it's very set. I change it sometimes, but usually it's a daily thing I do. I try to do it daily, but the way life is, you cannot do it every day. But I try to at least. So first up, like you can see right now, KZ like 10, 15 minutes. Sometimes it's not KZ, sometimes I go like surf or B-hop, but I feel like KZ is the best. It's very like realistic with competitive settings. I mean, it's not competitive settings, but it's kind of realistic and it's the most useful for the actual game itself. Yeah. After this, aimbots for like 10 minutes, a bit more actually, like 10, 15. I just go through every gun, MPs, rifles, and I just kind of spray the wall, then I spray the bots, do spray transfers just so I like don't forget I did the other guns, and I'm always able to play them when I have to pick them up. And then I end up with the main guns. I spray the bots, like practice my strafes, ADs, like left, right, picking behind corners and stuff, tapping, spraying, all that. Afterwards, I go on some other map. Usually, it's like some map where I can make like what do you call like circles appear. kind of like aim labs, you know, but like in CS, because I just like it more if it's inside of CS. And then I just do different things, you know, like shoot static targets, moving targets, rotating, fast, slow, like all those, like sorts of things. So it's not predictable. I'm always focused, you know. Do this for like 10, 15 minutes again. And in the end, I just go on some good deathmatch server with good opponents. And I just play deathmatch like all sorts of different deathmatch, you know, headshot only, normal. And I just try to focus and I get my aim in. I usually try to do deathmatch at the end of the day. I feel like if you do the whole routine in the beginning, you get really exhausted during the play, like the playtime itself. I learned this only very recently somehow, that I get really tired if I play for 1 hour straight and then I go into officials or something. So yeah, that's how I do it at the moment, and I don't really see myself changing it too much. I've been experimenting a lot. This is just what I came up with in the end, like what I feel comfortable with. Do you have any superstitions in like CS superstitions? As the last question. Um, Not really, but what I do have is like the belief that if you think you play very bad, or like you have a bad day, it kind of gets in your head, and then you will actually play bad. Like you convince yourself that this is a bad day, and you think it's out of your control because well you have a bad day. You know what can you do or whatever. So I try to always convince myself to have a good day, even if I'm obviously playing bad in this like particular day, and kind of gaslight myself into believing that this is a good day. This is something like I keep doing until the day is over, and then it's repeat on the next day. Yeah, I guess that's what I would call my superstition. But other than that, not really. Yeah, that's the video. Thanks